Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. I am so happy to have you guys here for today's video. Today I am canning. I'm doing beef, chicken, and pinto beans. I know that this type of video is not like the most popular videos viewed on my channel, but there is still an audience out there for these types of videos, and I enjoy doing this. It is one of my favorite things to do, canning and putting food up on the shelf. So I hope that you will enjoy it. And if you are a canner yourself, please like, comment, share, and do all the things to help me get this video pushed out to other canners who might be interested in canning meat if they haven't done it before. This is super easy, one of my favorite things to can. First thing I do is I get all my jars good and cleaned. I do wash them and put them away, but when I get them back out ready to use, I want to run some hot soapy water through them again, just to make sure, I didn't miss any, I don't know, left on food or something like that in the jar. So you want to start with good clean jars, and then I am just going to get my meat out and get it ready to chop up. You do want to have a good sharp knife to do this. I started out, my knife wasn't very sharp, and so I do take a break in the middle of this and take time to sharpen my knife, and it does a lot better. But I am putting cold meat into cold jars, and then the cold jars will go into the cold canner. I will show you that here in just a few minutes. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to try. I have 2 packages of London roll, 2 packages of a bottom round roast. I got this meat from Sam's. And so I am just chopping these up into chunks, and I'm just going to drop them into the jar. Simple and easy. If you want to trim the fat off, you can do that, or you can put it in the jars with it. That's no problem either. I absolutely love having canned beef up on my shelf. My husband and I have talked about purchasing like a 1/4 of a cow and having that stuff in the freezer. But if you do something like that and you don't feel like you have enough room in your freezer to do that, this is a great substitute for freezer. You can just get it out, thaw it out, chop it up, cut it up, whatever, and put it in jars and have it on the shelf. And the reason why I enjoy doing it this way is because it's very time efficient as far as when you get ready to make dinner. There is a lot of time put into it at the beginning when you're processing it, but if you've worked a long day and you don't you don't feel like standing in the kitchen to fix a big old meal, one of the favorite things that my husband and I enjoy is I'll get some Bob Evans mashed potatoes, and then I will open up a jar of this beef and heat it up. It doesn't take long to heat it up. Add some brown gravy to it, and that is dinner. This is simple and easy and delicious, and it tastes just like it would if you spent all day roasting it in the crock pot or in the oven or what have you. There are so many different things you can do. You can do, like I just said, put some stewed beef over mashed potatoes or over egg noodles, or you can make some vegetable beef soup. It's very versatile. You can do shepherd's pie with it, whatever, and it's so, so good. So now I'm cutting up my chicken, and I had 2 packs that we purchased from Sam's. 1 pack I am using to make some chicken salad for a baby shower. I might have that in another video, but chicken is probably our favorite thing to have on hand, canned and on the shelf. It's, like I said, very versatile, same as the beef. You can do casseroles, you can do soups, you can make chicken salad. There's all kinds of things in it. Honestly, you just take it off the shelf. You could just pop the lid on it and start eating it out of the jar if you wanted to. So good. You can add any kind of seasoning you want to these jars before you process them. I like to keep it simple. For the beef, I just do a little bit of salt and pepper. For the chicken, I do a little bit of salt and then a little bit of chicken bouillon powder. If you add flavor, and like if you added some kind of a garlic and herb or barbecue flavor, you're kind of limited on what you can do with those. But this way you can open it up and add those flavors afterwards and still have the same effect. So I just like to keep it simple, and that way it's very versatile sitting on the shelf. Right now, I'm wiping all the rims with vinegar. You want to make sure that you get those good and clean. Make sure there is no meat juices on them or salt and pepper, because that will interfere with the sealing process. So getting those all clean, I'm going to add my lids and then my rings. So now I'm getting my canners set up and ready to go. I have a 23-quart canner that will fit 20 pint jars. And so I have to get my I don't know what they're called, I can't think, but they're layering whatevers. You need to put something on the bottom of your canner so that the jars aren't sitting directly on the bottom of the pot. And so I have one of those rings that I just put in, and then I'll put 10 jars in and then put that ring in the other 10 jars. I do add a little bit of vinegar to my water. I'm putting 3 quarts of water in here, and so that's how and then also before I put the lid on, I want to make sure like the vent, where the air comes out, is not clogged. I want to make sure my little tab thing in the back flops up and down, and just make sure everything is good. There's no cracks in my seal or anything like that. I do that every time before I use it, just to make sure everything is okay. After the canner has been on for a little while and you start seeing air come out of that little vent hole, you can't really see it too good on the camera, but you want to set a timer for 10 minutes, let that vent for 10 minutes, and then you will put your jiggler on and let it come up to pressure before you set the time. Since I'm doing pint jars, it will be 75 minutes. Now it's coming up to pressure, and you want to make sure that you don't do anything until your jiggler starts jiggling. And my pressure is 11 pounds of pressure, and you need to make sure you check that for your area. Once it does come up to pressure, I set my timer for 75 minutes. I turn my eye down to the proper, for me on my stove, it is, I start off on high and then I put it down to number 6. So you'll figure that out the more you do it on your own stove. After your 75 minutes are up, you want to turn your eye off, and then you're not going to do anything until that little tab in the back right there falls down. That means all the pressure is out of the canner, and then you're just going to let it, I usually prop the lid up a little bit and let it set and cool down for about 15-20 minutes, and then you can get your jars out. Right, I'm getting my beans washed and ready. Now, I have to say that I do this the Rebel way. I do not follow the, I guess the, what's it called, the approved method of canning beans. This is how I have always done it, and they've always turned out really good. And so this is what I'm doing. It's called Rebel Canning. But I'm going to rinse my beans, and I do a very thorough rinse on those. And then I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of beans to each of my pint jars, a little bit of onion powder, salt, and pepper. And then I use filtered water from the refrigerator to fill them up to 1 inch of headspace. These are going to go into my canner again cold. I'm going to start with cold jars, cold canner, and follow that same process. So now I'm taking my meat out of the canner. You want to make sure you let these set for a good 24 hours. Put them on your counter with a towel underneath and let them cool off completely and allow them to seal. Getting my canner ready for the beans. I've already got my water. I'm adding a little bit of vinegar. The vinegar helps to keep the jars clear. If you have hard water, that hard water can set up on the outsides of the jars and they just look cloudy. So the vinegar prevents that from happening. So I always put a little bit of vinegar. And so I'm getting my jars. I have wide mouth jars and regular mouth jars with my beans. And so it's kind of like a puzzle, trying to put it together to fit perfectly, but I do eventually get it worked out and get them all ready to go. If you guys enjoy the video, I hope that you will give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. I would love for you to help me grow my channel by liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing these videos. It really does help to push my videos out so more people can see them. We do all kinds of different things on the channel here, and so if you like cleaning, cooking, canning, gardening, a lot of different things, vlog style videos, I hope that that'll interest you and you will want to come back and watch more. Until next time, guys, I will see y'all later. Bye.